Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So I have been in the media and reading some reports, and I'm just going to update you with a bit more latest transfer rumours. As we all know, teams looking to strengthen up their squads in the January transfer window. As I said, the highest spenders during the course of summer, as I said, were Liverpool. Chelsea were the second, Fulham spent around 100 million. Wolves spent quite a bit of money. Arsenal spent 70 odd million pound on 5 players. Chelsea were the second biggest spenders in the last summer transfer window as well. Fulham spent around 100 million pounds. As I said, Man United got 3 players. As I said, and yeah, so it's really now close until the January transfer window opens. As I said. But there's a few more bit news to update you on. As I said, this is going to be regarding a bit of Manchester City news I'm going to update you with, and a bit of Chelsea transfer news you with as well. So reportedly we'll start off with Manchester City because we know they've got a great manager. They've scored over 40 odd goals this season. Potentially Pep Guardiola has spent like £1 billion in all of his career. More than half of that money has been spent at Manchester City, as we all currently know, and they've currently lost one game this season, Manchester City, but they do have a few injury concerns to Manchester City, reportedly. They've got Benjamin Mendy injured, their current left back, so I think they're, putting Fabian Delph there. They've got Benjamin Mendy injured. They've got Claudio Bravo injured. Kevin De Bruyne is still injured. Potentially I think he's due to come back from his injury soon. Kevin De Bruyne, they've had Aguero injured as well. So they have had quite a few injury problems of Manchester City. But reportedly, Manchester City are interested in a player to get in the January window or whatever. Reportedly, they are interested in Ben Chilwell. Reportedly, he's a Leicester defender, reportedly, and obviously with the injury of Benjamin Mendy, reportedly Manchester City have showed an interest in him. Reportedly Liverpool have been interested in Ben Chilwell as well. He's a Leicester, he risen up the ranks with Leicester City. I think is he by age 21 or something like that. Reportedly there's been talks that he's rated at around £50 million. Pep Guardiola and Manchester City are preparing to pay £50 million for Ben Chilwell. He's a Leicester defender, as I said. He's been in the senior squad with Leicester since like 2015, as I said, and reportedly he's also been on loan at Huddersfield in the past as well. As I said, reportedly it says Liverpool were interested in him as well. This young player, I think he's 21 years of age. He recently made his England senior first team England senior debut this year as well. I think it was last month or something like that. He made his England senior debut, but he's under contract with Leicester until 2024 because he recently signed a new deal not too long ago. And his performances have been absolutely fantastic this season for Leicester City. So reportedly, Man City are interested in him. Stuart Pearce has had a say on it. He says he's worth the £50 million that Leicester City, potentially that Manchester City are preparing to pay in the January transfer window. But we know potentially City have spent a lot of money under Pep Guardiola. They spent 50 million on Kyle Walker. They spent quite a bit of money on Benjamin Mendy as well, who's currently out at the moment. This is why potentially Manchester City are interested in. They spent a lot on Kyle Walker, Benjamin Mendy. They also spent 26 million on Danilo. So particularly was it last year or something, City did spend quite a lot of money on fullbacks because potentially they needed it at that moment in time to strengthen their fullbacks up, did Manchester City. But I think they only got Riyad Mahrez, didn't they, Manchester City, during the course of last summer as well. But Pep Guardiola spent a lot of money. But they do have a few injury problems, do Manchester City as well. So Kevin De Bruyne is due to be fit soon. Aguero's been out, their prolific goal scorer, was a great striker, as I said. And, they've got Claudio Bravo out, Benjamin Mendy, as I said. But Manchester City have showed an interest in Ben Chilwell as well, and he's reportedly done very well this season for Leicester. He's been at Leicester, he risen up the youth system with them for 5 years or so, wasn't he? He's been in the senior squad for them since 2015. He's also been, he got loaned out at Huddersfield as well, did the player. But reportedly Manchester City, are interested in. Manchester City have got a lot of money. They've spent a lot of money in their team, as I said. And Pep Guardiola's a great manager. And he's emulated the football he did with Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and he's done it to Manchester City. He spent a lot of money. You know, he's broken records. He's won 24 trophies in his career as Pep Guardiola. As we all know, so that's the latest news. That's a player potentially Manchester City have been linked to. I don't know if they've held any talks yet with Leicester regarding the player, but reportedly Man City are potentially linked with him as well. Bit of Chelsea news now. Reportedly, I'm going to give you an update on Eden Hazard and Alvaro Morata. Reportedly, we'll start with Eden Hazard. Reportedly, it says Real Madrid are interested in him. Chelsea have been in negotiations trying to sign Eden Hazard a new deal, but reportedly there has been no sign he's going to sign a new deal. He has got 18 months left on his current contract. But obviously now, you know, Real Madrid have no longer got Zinedine Zidane. You know, they've got, what's his name, Santiago Solari, or something like that, their current new manager. But reportedly, Eden Hazard did admit he did love Real Madrid. And reportedly, he did say Eden Hazard could leave Chelsea during the course of summer. He ruled himself out of making a move to Paris Saint-Germain, as I said. But reportedly, according to the press, that potentially, you know, they could offer Isco as part of a swap deal. You know, Isco to Chelsea and Eden Hazard to Real Madrid. You know, he's proven well in the Premier League. For me, one of the best players in the Premier League, you know, Eden Hazard. But reportedly, it says in the press that, it could be unlikely now that Eden Hazard, you know, goes to Real Madrid, or it could be unlikely that Real Madrid will get any top players, you know, whilst they've got Solari as their current manager. Because reportedly, Eden Hazard will only have a chance of joining Real Madrid next summer if potentially Real Madrid, you know, change their club's personnel. So potentially, reportedly, according to the press, they've got to change the club's personnel and potentially probably get rid of Santiago Solari to have any chance of getting some, you know, top targets that they're currently interested in. But Eden Hazard said he has loved Real Madrid. He confirmed that the contract talks with him and Chelsea have come to a conclusion, did Eden Hazard. But very good player, good close control, very strong, good in the air, good at physically going around defenders, very fast on the ball, finishing assets, very good as well. Eden Hazard, you know, he was very good in France when he was with Lille. As I said, very good there. You know, he was up the ranks in their youth system for 2 years. He was there about 8 years. Was Eden Hazard, with Lille, won the double with them. You know, since he's been at Chelsea since 2012, he's won a lot of trophies. As well as Eden Hazard, he's a great player. You know, he's a player I'd potentially take Manchester United any day of the week. So potentially Chelsea obviously have been interested in identifying a replacement. They'll have to look for replacements if potentially, you know, Eden Hazard leaves, as I said, next summer. But obviously he's still an essential player for Chelsea. And obviously Chelsea, you know, spent £128 million last summer. You know, they were the second highest spenders with Chelsea, as we all currently know. They were the second highest spenders with Chelsea, as we all currently know. Second highest spenders. Potentially, you know, they did sign Kepa from Atletico Bilbao for £72 million or something like that. They signed Jorginho for £57 million. So they did spend a lot of money during the course of last summer. Did Chelsea? You know, obviously they got Morata in, was it last year, to replace Diego Costa. They got Kepa in to replace Courtois, who left Chelsea as well. But there's news coming out now about Morata that reportedly actually Alvaro Morata's career could be over with Chelsea. He's only been at Chelsea over a year. He's proven to be a good prolific goal scorer, strong, quick, good in the air, as I said, and he did prove himself in the 2017-18 season, but he's no longer under Sarri's plans. He's no longer going to get into the starting 11 now with Chelsea, so he's going to find it hard to get game time because Sarri's choice would rather be Giroud rather than Alvaro Morata. And reportedly, Chelsea were keen on sending him out in loan in January, but reportedly there's news coming out that reportedly Jordi Alba, the current Barcelona fullback, has actually come out with a narrative on this, and he's potentially said he would actually welcome Alvaro Morata to Barcelona. So reportedly, this is where the rumours are stemmed from, linking him with a move to Barcelona, because Jordi Alba has basically brought this story up, and he's basically said he would be welcome to Barcelona. Would Morata, but as I said, well proven, good number 9, good penalty taker. You can put him up front, you can put him on the wing as well, Alvaro Morata. And he's a well proven goal scorer, only been in the Premier League just over a year now. As I said, and you know, he's highly experienced of playing in Spain in the past, and he had a 2-year spell with Juventus in Italy as well. Did have Real Morata, but I think Premier League since he's come, he's only made like 45 appearances and he's scored 19 goals or something like that. But he's great. His finishing's very, very good. Passing ability very, very good, and he's quick. He's quite quick. He's a Morata, as I said. But he's an obviously Real Madrid player. You know, won the Champions League with them 2014, made 52 appearances. He made his senior debut in 2010, you know, then with Juventus, won the domestic double of Coppa Italy and Serie A, and then potentially went back to Madrid, you know, and then won the La Liga and Champions League. And then potentially Chelsea paid, was it £60 million for him, as I currently said. So potentially there is rumours that he could depart Chelsea in the January transfer window. Jordi Alba's come up with a narrative, and he's basically said that he'd welcome to Barcelona, as we all currently know. So that's the big latest news to update you on that as well. And also, that's the big latest news to update you on that as well. So transfer rumours are coming thick and fast now. As I said, I'm looking forward to when the January window opens. You know, I'm a Man United fan. It'll be interesting to see, you know, potentially who Manchester United get in. Reportedly, Mourinho's getting hundreds of millions of pounds spent in January. We know Mourinho's got a lot of priority targets on his agenda, and he's linked with a lot of central defenders because we know we've got problems defensively. We know we've got problems attackively. And I said, Mourinho, the players he's brought into the club, majority of them aren't performing. And as I said, he's spent over £400 million. And it seems to be, the only players performing this season is Rashford, Martial, and David De Gea. They're the only players that are making the impact, as I said. But leading to the Liverpool game on Sunday, you know, Mourinho says potentially Man United are far from being built in my image. This is what Mourinho said. Watched some of his press conference earlier on. He was, you know, discussing about the players. He was also discussing, you know, the amount of injuries we've got, such as Darmian's injured, Lindelof's injured, obviously, till later on this month. Smalling's injured, Luke Shaw's a doubt as well. Doyle's injured. So we have got a lot of injuries defensively. We know Martial's injured as well, attackively. Sanchez is injured as well. So we have got a lot of injury problems. Rojo's injured as well. And Mourinho, I watched some of his press conference just now, and he potentially mentioned that Man United are going to go there, put a fight, and, you know, try and get a victory. He says Tottenham and, you know, he says Liverpool are leading the way. He says, you know, they're on a high. He said trophies matter as well, did Jose Mourinho. And he mentioned in his press conference about something to do with a house or something like this. I don't potentially knew what he actually meant. He says when you get a house, you don't just get it. I think he mentioned like you decorate it, you put furniture in it or something like that. Jose Mourinho said, I think some of the stuff he says, you know, he talks absolute rubbish. There's Jose Mourinho, as we all currently know. But potentially, I hope he doesn't park the bus on Sunday. You know, potentially like we have done, you know, in the last couple of games, in the last couple of visits, to Anfield. You know, he did it at Manchester City this season as well. Did Jose Mourinho. But potentially, you know, he says Liverpool are on high. He said trophies matter. He said, and he said he is frustrated with a lack of transfer activity. Is Jose Mourinho. But Klopp had the same. Klopp did admit potentially that Jose Mourinho's never lacked ambition. This is what Jurgen Klopp had also admitted as well. But Liverpool going into the game, Liverpool going into the game have got Chamberlain out for the season, and they've got Joe Matip out until January. Reportedly, Man United, we've got a lot of injuries, as we all know, so it's going to be interesting to see how Mourinho rotates the squad. You know, De Gea, there ain't a lot of options available. Mourinho said, you know, De Gea and Matic will be available because they'll be coming back after being rested midweek. You know, he's also confirmed 3 starters. You know, he's confirmed Rashford will be starting. He's confirmed Lingard will be starting. And he's confirmed that Ashley Young will be starting in the Liverpool game on Sunday. As I said, so we have to go out there all attackively. We can't park the bus. You know, there's a lot of quality in our team. We still have a good side, but they're not gelling together. Mourinho doesn't know his best 11, and people question about Jose Mourinho's team selection, as we all know. And this is the biggest game in English football because we are one of the most successful clubs historically in English football. We are the most successful club in English football historically. Liverpool are the second, so this is a big fixture between two sides. And they haven't beaten us in the last 8 Premier League games. We haven't lost to them in since 2014 at Old Trafford when we had Moyes, when they had Brendan Rodgers. Of course, they beat us in the Europa League a couple of years ago, as we all know, did Liverpool. And so the last, we beat them 2-1 last season at home as well. Rashford scored twice. But last 2 seasons at Anfield in the league, we have played defensively, which we shouldn't be doing. And this is going to be the 201st meeting between Man United and Liverpool in all competitions. Man United have won more, obviously. We've won 80, Liverpool have won 65, and there's been 55 draws, as I said. And last time we won back-to-back games against them was back in January 2016. And we beat them 4 times under Louis van Gaal on the trot in the Premier League. We beat them 4 times under Louis van Gaal. But this is a total different Liverpool team now. They've lost a lot of the good players over the years. Klopp spent quite a bit of money. He spent £400 million in like 6 transfer windows. And he's done really, really well. He has got rid of a lot of players as well. Liverpool have lost Emre Can. They lost Coutinho back in January, obviously to Barcelona. They've lost other good players over the years, such as, they've had good players over the years. I'm going to be honest. They lost Suarez to Barcelona, Mascherano to Barcelona, as we all know as well. And they've had, this has always been a great fixture, Liverpool and Manchester United, a great fixture, as we all know. But hopefully Manchester United can be up for it. And it was a shame that we performed bad on Wednesday night because Mourinho said he wasn't surprised we lost. He did criticise the players, so he did blame the players why we lost that game. Jose Mourinho, because he did, he made around, was it 8 changes or something like that, obviously, but we didn't do out the whole game. Build-up play shocking. The structure of the team isn't right, as we all know. The structure of the team's not right. We only seem to start. Valencia were on top. They really were on top, and we only seem to start playing when Mourinho brought them 2 substitutions on, near the end of the game. Our best counter-attacking move was the actual goal that Marcus Rashford scored, potentially. That was the best attacking move in the game as well. But as I said, Champions League draw will be coming on this channel on Monday. So potentially Man United, I've just read it up. Man United could either get Bayern Munich, that's one we could. Well, they're going to be hard games either way, so we could get Bayern Munich. We either get Bayern Munich, Porto. That would be the easiest one for Manchester United, wouldn't it? That's the weakest one, That's what we'd hope for. So it's either going to be Bayern Munich, Porto, Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, and I can't remember the other one. It's going to be either PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Porto, Bayern Munich, and somebody else I think's there as well. So we could get one of them. I can't fully remember all of them who have gone through. But yeah, that's who we could potentially get in the last 16 in the Champions League. And the draw will be live from Monday. I think it's on Monday, 11:15 is the Champions League draw, as I said. So yeah, it's going to be a good game on Sunday. As I said, to be fair, it was disappointing on Wednesday night because the last 2 games before that, we showed a great performance, and we failed to replicate that performance in Valencia, and as we did in those 2 previous league games, against Fulham and Arsenal, we did show in level of commitment. We did show a lot of commitment. We played with a lot of desire and passion. We did show a great performance against Fulham. We showed a good performance against Arsenal. A lot of players played well against Arsenal, but Valencia was back to square one. And it's a shame we missed out on our chance to actually win the group because Juventus lost, as we all currently know. So it is a shame. But yeah, I think the board and the owners have been thinking about recommending the right man to come in at Manchester United. This is Jose Mourinho's 3rd season now, and it hasn't been the same since Fergie left. He had 3 decades of success at the club, as we all know. He had great players. This Manchester United team is struggling to become a replica, and he's struggling to reflect on. This team is struggling to reflect on. What the team did and achieved under Alex Ferguson. As we all know, there's still some of the players here we had under Fergie. Mourinho got 11 players in. He's looking to bolster up in January, as I said, and he's still inheriting some of the players. 2 of the players Moyes got in, he's inheriting some of the players that Van Gaal got in as well. But I just don't think this team's playing for Mourinho, and obviously hasn't met the expectation levels because obviously the expectation levels would have been, considering the history of Mourinho, considering the history of this club, Jose Mourinho's expectation levels would have been, get Man United back competitive and challenging for major honours, as we all know, which we have failed to done, and he's only won 3 trophies, as we all know, since he's come to the club. Jose Mourinho, trophyless last season but got second place, and this season it's looking like, because we're definitely not going to progress in the Champions League. We're sitting sixth. Mourinho said he wants top four by the end of the year. We're sitting sixth. We're 16 points behind Liverpool. 7 or 8 points behind top four as well. I personally don't think Manchester United are going to get top four unless we go on a 7 or 8 game winning run and hope teams above us, slip up. As I don't really see happening, to be quite honest with you. But Mourinho is well known is publicly criticising players, which I think is wrong. We know he's had a lot of disputes with the top players since he's come. And there's still people out there backing him. Rashford said he's winning. There's people out there still backing him, considering because he's had a fantastic pedigree and he's won titles everywhere he's been, Jose Mourinho. But my opinion, I don't think the strappings of the club, to be quite honest with you. I think his style of play is disgraceful at this club. I think his managerial style at the whole club is disgraceful as well. And potentially the board and owners need to think about recommending the right man in. As I said, there's been rumours of Jose Mourinho leaving, as we all currently know. But as I said, we've got plans for the January window. Mourinho's had discussions with Ed Woodward and George Mendes about the January transfer window. Reportedly, they have come to an agreement now. We could be seeing players go. As I said, there could be players going. As I said, as it has confirmed. But we have got a lot of plans for the January transfer, and I don't think we've been aggressive enough in these transfer windows, especially under Mourinho. We haven't been getting his number one choices. We haven't been getting his main priority targets. Mourinho's been playing the team for the bad performances. The majority of the blame has gone on Paul Pogba. But as I said, he hasn't been performing, but you can't just blame one player. As I said, there's a lot of players out on that pitch, that are struggling for Manchester United, as we all currently know. There's a lot of people struggling. At Manchester United, the players are struggling. We need a prolific goal scorer. We need a defender as well. But Jose Mourinho's main priority target is Koulibaly from Napoli, reportedly. I updated you on my last video about this today, about Koulibaly. Reportedly, Man United are willing to make him the most expensive defender in the January transfer window. Manchester United have held discussions with Napoli over this. Ed Woodward has had discussions with the Napoli officials over this. The Napoli president is not keen on sanctioning him off, and I don't think Napoli would want to lose him because he's a really, really good player. He adapts every area of his game very, very well. What is he, 27, 28? And I think if he came to Premier League, he would be absolutely fantastic. And I think he'd improve us defensively. He's strong. He's composed. He's done well in the Champions League. Napoli, and he's highly experienced, in Italy as the player. So reportedly, he's Man United's priority target. Ed Woodward's confirmed the funds are there, to pay for the player. Mourinho did say it was a bit too expensive, but honestly, I think he would dramatically improve us, to be quite honest with Koulibaly, because potentially we need a strong central defender, because obviously Tuanzebe and Fosu Mensah are out on loan. Smalling, I think, may be gone next season. I think Phil Jones may be gone next season. I think Rojo may go in January or whenever. I think he'll go. Darmian, there's a few Italian clubs interested in him as well. He's coming to an end of his deal. Eric Bailly's our favourite Manchester United, of course. Lindelof's injured at this moment in time, so we do need a strong central defender. And if Koulibaly was to come in, I think he'd suit the Premier League very, very, very well. And I think he'd look good if you put him alongside Lindelof or Eric Bailly at our centre-back position, as we all know. But Man United have reportedly have had recently 2 bids turned down for the player, because Liverpool addressed their defensive problems. They paid £75 million from Virgil van Dijk, and he's done really, really well since he's gone to Liverpool. And look how good they are now defensively. They've been fantastic this season, defensively. Only conceded, 6 goals in the Premier League, this season, Liverpool, as I said. But yeah. Reportedly, they've only conceded, they've conceded 6 goals all season. But yeah, Man United reportedly would have to pay in the region of around €100 million, £90 million sterling. I think, to actually get Koulibaly from Napoli. Do you think he'd be keen on making a move to the Premier League? As I said, he's under contract with Napoli to 2023. He's obviously, he made his international senior debut in 2015 for Napoli as well, and he's gone on to make 29 senior appearances for Senegal. As a player, he's an ex-Genk and Mets player, and Napoli paid £7 million for him from Genk, back Genk in 2014. So he has been at Napoli now. He's got a good 4 or 5 years, something like that, and he's a great Great, strong defender. Composed very, very well. Physically, technically, very, very good. And he adapts his game very, very well. And he's just a great defender. And I think if he were to come to Manchester United, he would fit, the Manchester United agenda very, very well. But I think the rumours were coming from, I think, Duncan Castles. I think he was the first to bring this narrative up, regarding Koulibaly being linked with a move to Old Trafford. But yeah, Manchester United are linked to him. Man United also linked to Toby Alderweireld. I said I do have reservations about Toby Alderweireld. He has been linked with a move to Old Trafford. Man United and Ed Woodward and that are aware he's available for 25 million next summer. It would cost Man United in the region of £40 million to get him in the January transfer window, as I said, reportedly. But Man United were in discussions last summer with Tottenham, but Tottenham were reluctant to sanction him. Tottenham were demanding 60 million. Man United were reluctant to pay up to 60 million pounds. There's no sign of him signing a new deal yet with Tottenham. He's been in the Premier League, what is it now, 4 or 5 years, summer. He's obviously in ex-Ajax, where he won 3 titles, and ex-Atletico Madrid, where he won the title and got to the Champions League final in his first season for Atletico Madrid, when he was younger. Been at Southampton, and now he's currently at Spurs. He's 29, isn't he? Toby Alderweireld. He can be a world-class central defender, can Toby Alderweireld. But Mourinho did discuss, potentially how reluctant Tottenham are, to sanction their best players off, as we all currently know, because we'd be paying a lot more for Koulibaly. Koulibaly is a great central defender, and we haven't been getting his number one targets. I know Mourinho spent 400 million, but we haven't been getting his number one targets that we want. We've been getting his second or third choice targets. We haven't been getting his priority targets, and the players Mourinho's got in don't seem to be performing. Especially this season, as I said, but. Potentially, I think the last major signing what I thought we did good. It was under David Moyes there when we signed Juan Mata. Was that under Moyes? I think it was under Moyes. We signed Juan Mata, and he was a great major signing. I think when we signed Van Persie, he was a great major signing that season where he scored 30 goals in Ferguson's last season. He was a great signing. But since then, really, we haven't made any top signings, that are really, really good. Any major signings. Matic wasn't a major signing. Lukaku, he was a good signing, but he wasn't a great signing. But we got him because he was Premier League proven, as we all know. Mourinho has quite a good relationship with him. Lukaku also has a good relationship. He's friends with Pogba and has a good relationship with Pogba. But potentially, yeah. So the players that are, Juan Mata, Chelsea let him go because they wanted to let him go. Same with Nemanja Matic. Chelsea let him go, and they got a replacement. Bakayoko, was it last year or something? But Matic, he's got a lot of reservations about his game. He's too slow. He has no tempo to his play. And I just think he's a total flop in our midfield, is Nemanja Matic. And I don't rate him at all. And I was glad when we signed him. But I said, at that moment in time, I was backing Mourinho. And I thought the brilliance of Mourinho will make him good. But obviously, that didn't happen, as we all know. Matic, for me, isn't good enough. You've got Lukaku, well Premier League proven Lukaku, don't get me wrong. But he isn't doing it at Manchester United. He's failed to replicate the form he did in his first season when he scored 27 goals. He was great in his first season when we first bought him, Romelu Lukaku, but especially this season, he hasn't delivered goods. But he's Premier League proven. When he was at Everton, he was very, very good. But Everton, an average side, and he scored, 68 goals for Everton. He's been playing senior football since the age of 16. He scored 45 goals for Belgium or something, has he? Romelu Lukaku. But potentially, Mourinho's been in discussions with Lukaku about his form. He hasn't been in great form, Romelu Lukaku. As we all know this season, and he knows that, and he knows that he has to improve his game somewhere along the line. Like Wednesday was terrible. I don't think he was getting enough support in that game on Wednesday. Was Romelu Lukaku, but he admits he needs to get better. Does Romelu Lukaku? And I think Man United need a prolific striker. We need a prolific striker, as I currently said. We need a prolific striker. We definitely need a prolific striker, guys, because Lukaku isn't doing out. Sanchez, obviously, when he was fully match fit, he hasn't delivered the goods since he's come to Manchester United. Alexis Sanchez either, he hasn't done out, and there's been rumours about him leaving the club. as I said, but obviously he's injured now till January. And I think his injury is more severe than Victor Lindelof's, is Alexis Sanchez's as well. So Mourinho is frustrated with the lack of investment in these transfer windows, especially last summer, because he obviously missed out on the strong central defender. Mourinho's also been linked with the likes of Harry Maguire and Jerome Boateng. As I said, so Mourinho's been linked with them as well. You know, Diego Gordon's been a potential Manchester United target. He's in his 30s, Atletico Madrid player. Reportedly, I don't know if he's signed a new deal yet with Atletico Madrid. He has around the 20 million release clause. You know, he's won about 7 honours. He's an ex-Villarreal player. He was there at Villarreal for a year. Now he's at Atletico Madrid. I think this is his 8th or 9th season now with Atletico Madrid. Reportedly, Manchester United have been interested in him as well. You know, we're linked with a lot of central defenders. You know, Milan Skriniar, he's 23 years old. I think he's quite good as well. But Inter Milan are looking to actually sanction a couple of their players off, because obviously they've just got a new director in not so long ago called Beppe Marotta. Inter Milan, of course, under financial fair play regulation. I'm sure they can't officially buy any players, officially confirm and buy players till next summer. They can agree to buy players in January, but they can't officially sign them till next summer. For my knowledge, anyway, they're looking to invest some money into their club, Inter Milan, of course. And Milan Skriniar has been a potential Manchester United target, and he's age 23, still in his prime. He's Slovakian. Is this Milan Skriniar? I said he's age 23. You can play him as a centre-back. You can play him as a defensive midfielder as well. Reportedly, Man U have been linked with him. He's reportedly rated at around £75 million. He's an ex-San Pandora player. He's been at Inter Milan since 2017. Reportedly, you know, Milan Skriniar has got has he got 3 or 4 years left on his current deal with Inter Milan. But there's been a few teams expressing the interest in Milan Skriniar. You know, Inter Milan paid, £20 million for him, the most expensive Slovakian player of all time. You know, won the best under 21 player, you know, for Slovakia, you know, back in 2016 as well. I think he was, what was he then, age 20, age 21, something like that. At that moment in time, he got nominated the best Slovakian under 21 player. But yeah, reportedly Man U have been interested in him as well. There's been news going on as well that Eric Bailly is linked with a move to Arsenal. Potentially he's been out of favour at Old Trafford this season as Eric Bailly, or Bailly. I call him either Bailly or Bailly. I think it is actually Bailly. So we'll stick with Bailly. He's been linked with Arsenal. Arsenal have got a few potential targets. You know, they are linked with Arsenal. You know, because reportedly, you know, they look a so much better team under Unai Emery. Look a so much better team under Unai Emery than they did under Arsene Wenger. Arsenal, and potentially doing very, very well. 22 games now, unbeaten in all competitions. Great side. Great side, Arsenal this season. And Unai Emery is doing very, very well with them. They have got a good squad. I think he still needs a couple of transfer windows to address it more. Does Unai Emery, you know, to get a couple of more players in there. And I think they can be potential title contenders. You know, they're up there now. I think they're going to get in the top 3 this season, Arsenal, if they carry on playing the way they're doing. You know, they've got great strikers. You know, they've got Aubameyang there, great number 9 for them. You know, they've got Lacazette. I think them two as a partnership are very, very good, but they look so much better than they did under Arsene Wenger, because I said Arsene Wenger had 12 good years with Arsenal, and then potentially, especially then in the latter stages of his managerial career with Arsenal, he, you know, potentially Arsenal fans wanted him out because he wasn't spending enough in the transfer windows, as we all know. But as I said, Arsene Wenger did win honours, and he did achieve a lot, did Arsene Wenger. You know, he did achieve a lot in terms of silverware, and then after 12 years, so it went downhill because he went like years without winning a trophy, and they were doing very, very poor. And but potentially now they look a so much better team under Unai Emery. They've obviously got some players aging up, and they've lost a lot of the good players over the years, and have Arsenal Football Club. But it's confirmed that you know, there's rumours of Ozil leaving. Because he's failed to really adapt himself under Unai Emery this season. Had a good start to the season, but obviously he's had a back injury, as we all know, Mesut Ozil. Danny Welbeck's out for the season. It's confirmed he will be leaving on the free next summer. So too with Aaron Ramsey, he will be leaving on the free next summer. So reportedly they'd have to identify a replacement for Aaron Ramsey, wouldn't they? Arsenal, as we all know, so they've got potentially a few targets on their agenda. It's reportedly said they're linked with Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly was made 40 odd appearances for Man United. There's some that scored 1 goal. He's only scored 1 goal in the Premier League. Eric Bailly, he's got great potential. He's a good, calm and composed defender, very good, strong tackler. But obviously, he hasn't been getting the game time this season under United, and is potentially out of favour is Eric Bailly. And reportedly Arsenal considering making a move for him in the January transfer window as well. Obviously, Mourinho had won around the £30 million he paid for him for Bailly, from Villarreal. He's also an ex-Espanyol player as well. Rumours, potentially that Darmian could leave as well. Rojo could leave as well. Man United are looking to sanction, Rojo as off as well and Bailly off. There's rumours going on, stemming from the press about Antonio Valencia. He could be potentially leaving Manchester United as well. Reportedly, he's looking, to leave Manchester United in the January transfer window, reportedly. Because he's had disputes with Jose Mourinho, as Antonio Valencia. He's had disputes with Mourinho, and reportedly, he did say he's now going to struggle to win under Jose Mourinho's Valencia. He's not going to obviously be preferred choice now at right back because Mourinho's main choice right back usually is Ashley Young, as we all know. But we know in the last couple of games he has been operating at left back. Came on against Valencia, played at left back. Rojo started at left back. And then he came on for Rojo. And then in the Fulham game, Ashley Young started at left back as well, as we all currently know. But Valencia could leave in January. Reportedly, West Ham and a few Spanish teams have been interested in him. We do have the option to extend his contract by a further year. He is getting older now, though, in his playing career. He's now 33 years of age, Antonio Valencia. He's made over 3 century appearances, 300 odd appearances, in the Premier League for Manchester United, as we all know. But he has been a great essential right back over the years. When he was in his younger days, he was very, very good, especially. We've had him here since 2009, and he's potentially won everything here, apart from the Champions League, of course. And he's won quite a few individual awards as well, and potentially, he's an ex-Wigan player, he's an ex-Villarreal player as well. I think he only made a couple of appearances when he was at Villarreal, when he was a lot younger. He was at Wigan on loan, and Wigan, I think he signed a 3-year deal, was it, with Wigan? And then potentially Man United did get Antonio Valencia, as we all know. But reportedly, West Ham are interested. They spent a good 80-90 odd million pound in the last summer They spent 90 odd million pound, didn't they, in the last summer window on 10 additional players, as we all know, did West Ham. But yeah, there's been rumours about that as well. And we've still got a lot of players, coming to the end of the deals, as we all know. We're all aware we've got a lot of players coming to the end of the deals, and the board and the owners need to focus on this as well, getting these players new contracts. But yeah, I hope when Mata signs a new deal, because he's a very, very good, consistent player. Herrera as well. I hope we can secure him a new deal as well. I hope we can sign him a new deal as a new deal as well. I think the right hand side needs addressing, as I said. And I'll give you the news about De Gea earlier. Good news is he's on the verge of signing a new deal. Verge of signing a new deal worth around £400,000 a week, plus bonuses required as well. So reportedly, he's notified his friend as De Gea, prospectively, that he's on the verge of signing a new deal. Man United must have had more, extensive talks with David De Gea about signing a new deal, because it's been a debate for quite a lot of weeks now whether he's going to sign a new deal or not. He didn't really commit his future to Manchester United, but reportedly now he has committed his future. He's happy at the club. Reportedly, he's on the verge of signing a new deal with £400,000 a week, which would potentially make him the highest paid goalkeeper in world football and one of the highest paid players, player in the Manchester United team as well, just behind Sanchez. Sanchez is on £500,000 a week, as we all know, highest paid player in English football, and good to see De Gea sign this new deal. He's happy with the club. Mourinho was saying he wanted to stay at the club. He said a long time ago he wasn't confident he was going to sign a new deal. Then he changed his perspective, saying, I think he might sign a new deal now. I feel as though he's happy at Man United. And, we know that he's won Clubs Player of the Year for 5 seasons. He's made over 2 century appearances since he's been here in the Premier League. And he's experienced the good times here because we've had him since 2011. So this is what, his 1, 2, 3, or 5... about 7th, 8th season or something like that now with Manchester United, David De Gea. But potentially he's an ex-Atletico Madrid player. It looked like Real Madrid were going to get him in 2015. Juventus have been interested in him. Paris Saint-Germain have been interested in him as well. But PSG were actually willing to offer £60 million for him next summer. On a 4-year deal, £300,000 a week. But it looks likely he's going to stay, De Gea. You know, potentially Man United did activate that clause to extend his current contract till 2020, which is very, very good news, as I said. And yeah, I think he feels happy at Manchester United because George Mendes says it's up to him. You know, Mendes and Mourinho and De Gea have the same agent of George Mendes, as we all currently know. And we know there's been rumours of Mourinho going, as we all know. Mendes' statement totally dispelled him. If he says it's untrue about him leaving, he's happy at the club. He's fully committed to the club and he's happy here, reportedly, is Jose Mourinho. But there has been rumours of potentially him leaving, at the end of the season. Will cost the club less to sack him, potentially, if, Man United fail top four, as we all know. Pochettino is getting mentioned. You know, there's been talks about Zinedine Zidane coming in as well. Obviously, he isn't managing at the moment, as we all know. He's not managing now, but he's set to return to management soon. I said a good winner. Won a lot of individual awards, got a good pedigree. He's never played or managed in English football, but he's got a good pedigree. You know, he won titles with Real Madrid, as a manager, won titles as a player with Madrid, won titles as a player for Juventus. And he's had discussions with his representatives in the past about coming to manage in English football, Zinedine Zidane. Very, very good manager. I think he'd have the right winning mentality. And I think he'd be able to Man United in that position if he was to come to manage. Same with Pochettino. You know, he's got a 5-year deal with Tottenham. Tottenham are still waiting for the new stadium. But potentially, Pochettino, I think, is happy at Tottenham and he's fully committed to Tottenham. Is Pochettino. You know, he's been managing since 2009, played 18 years in his playing career as well. You know, he's an ex-Espanyol manager, he's an ex-Southampton manager, and he's only spent £50 million since 2014 at Tottenham. So he's frustrated with lack of investment, in terms of buying players. He has got a lot of good players as a Pochettino, as we all know. And potentially it would cost Man United in the region of £40 million to get him at the end of the season, reportedly. This is according to the media. But we did go for him a couple of years ago as well, didn't we, Pochettino? But of course, we never got him. But there has been rumours about that as well. And but obviously, it's not long now till the January transfer window, as I said. And, City are going to try spending. They're going to try keep spending. They have spent a lot of money. Liverpool maybe, are going to spend some money as well in January, even though they have got a great squad, as I said. If City Liverpool keep spending, it's going to be much more difficult for Manchester United, to be challenging up there. As I said, but I think we need Ed Woodward out of this club, the Glazers, and Jose Mourinho. I think it's time for a change. Recommend the right man to come in the job, as I said, and then I'll be happy with it. I really will. As I updated you guys at the beginning of the video, about Manchester City. Reportedly Liverpool have showed an interest as well. Reportedly Manchester City linked with Ben Chilwell. He's a Leicester defender. Reportedly, he's made his England senior debut this year, not so long ago. I think it was last month. He's recently just signed a new contract with Leicester as well, which takes him on the contract with Leicester till 2024. He's graduated in the youth system with Leicester for a good 5 years. He's been in the senior team now since 2015. He's also been on loan at Huddersfield in the past, as well as this Ben Chilwell. But obviously, Manchester City are targeting him. Manchester City want to get a £50 million deal for him over the line in January, because they have spent a lot of money. City. Pep Guardiola spent a lot of money, but they did spend a lot of money on fullbacks. Was it last year or so? They did spend quite a bit of money on fullbacks as well, did Man City. But obviously, due to they've got a few injuries and they've got Benjamin Mendy and that out. They're targeting Ben Chilwell because he's a defender. He's in his prime. Is he 21? Is he 21 or 22? I think he's 21, or he's 22 years of age. Is this Ben Chilwell? And reportedly, his performances for Leicester have been very, very good. But reportedly, Manchester City are reportedly supposed to be linked to him, according to the press. And I'll give you an update on what we're going on with Eden Hazard. Reportedly, if Real Madrid are willing to recommend a change in their club personnel, or recommend, like a new manager coming in, or, then Eden Hazard may not make the move to Real Madrid, but he does love Real Madrid because he admitted it from his own perspective. And Chelsea will want to identify a replacement for Hazard and all that, as he has said, and also to Alvaro Morata. Jordi Alba's come out in the press and he's basically said he would welcome Alvaro Morata to Barcelona. I think he would maybe potentially go back to Spain because he's had a lot of experience of playing in Spain, you know, because when he played for Real Madrid for a long time, you know, when he was in Spain. I know he had a 2-year spell, you know, with Juventus as well, to Morata. I'd have loved Morata. I'd have preferred him definitely to Romelu Lukaku any day of the week. I know Lukaku's more Premier League proven, but Morata is just officially a better player, faster, quicker, better finisher, and everything in his first touch is not woeful like Romelu Lukaku's, as we all currently know. But yeah, Mourinho's had a lot to say in his press conference. We've been on the stream 44 minutes now. He's had a lot to say on his press conference. You know, he's mentioned about a house. You paint it, decorate it, and you get furniture in. And I don't know where he got that from. Some of the things he says are rubbish. He was talking about the players. He said it's going to be a doubt what team to select. He's going to be a debate of what team to select potentially because I don't know what team he's going to go with. I know De Gea and Matic are going to be back. He's going to rotate the squad a little bit. We have got a lot of injuries, as we all know. So it's going to be interesting to see who he selects. So he has guaranteed 3 starters. He said partly Man United are not playing in his image or something like that. That's what Mourinho did admit. Klopp's admitted he's never lacked ambition, Jose Mourinho, but he did say Jose Mourinho, trophies do matter, as he currently said, because Liverpool haven't won for a long time. They've never won the Premier League since he got named the Premier League in 1993, of course. But it will be an interesting game of football. We can't part the bus or we will get punished. But I think Liverpool are just going to have too much quality in their team. They're going to have too much. They've got great players in that squad. And I just think they're going to have too much for Manchester United or Liverpool. That's just my personal opinion on this. We know the rumours been going on, you know, with the Mesut Ozil, you know, reportedly Man United, you know, are interested in signing Ozil. Well, this was according to the bookies, you know, Man United were favourites to go sign Mesut Ozil. He's a player we were linked with, was it last year? He was coming to the end of his deal. You know, this is when, you know, he had Wenger at the time, you know, when he was under Wenger. Ozil, well, Premier League proven. He did sign a new contract last year worth £350,000 a week, was it? But he's a great midfielder. You know, Mourinho loves him. He loves Mourinho because Mourinho's worked with Ozil in the past as well. Arsenal would obviously recommend a fee. You know, if they were to sell him, they may be opening to selling Ozil because obviously he's been out of form lately and he's had an injury problem. I think something to do with his back, and I think he'd dramatically improve our midfield. He's a good player. Some United fans wouldn't be bothered about him coming. You know, he can put him on the wing as well, Mesut Ozil. Good player. Arsenal still know how much of an essential player Mesut Ozil is for them, but I think he's a great player. He's Mesut Ozil, and I do really like him. He's an ex-Schalke, Werder Bremen and Real Madrid, and he's been at Arsenal, and he's won a lot of individual awards and honours, and he's been at Arsenal since 2013, of course, as Mesut Ozil, as we all know, but he is a great player. I think he is aged 30 years of age, is Mesut Ozil, as we all currently know, but potentially, it said the other day in the press, I updated you on a couple of videos that Man United are reportedly linked with Mesut Ozil as well. But as I said, his best players this season have been Rashford, Martial and De Gea. Rashford, as I said, has been in great form lately. You know, he's under contract to 2020. He's been a Manchester United player since the age of 7. He's still in his prime. You know, he's aged, 21? Martial's just a year older than him. Martial's 22. Martial's been our best outfield player this season without a doubt, but obviously he's injured. He's been a big miss in the last couple of games that he hasn't featured in because he limped off against Arsenal, and he's a big miss. And is he going to be fit enough to play against Liverpool, or could he even come on as a substitute? I don't know, but according to what I've seen, Martial is injured, and I think he's going to be doubtful for the Liverpool game, so he's going to be a miss. Rashford is going to be starting, which is very good. As I said, he scored a good goal against Liverpool last season, so hopefully with the quality of Rashford, with his genuine pace, it can cause Liverpool problems. But we can't part defensively and have like 10, 11 men behind the ball because we don't want to play defensively against Liverpool, because this is now a Liverpool side that's doing very well. They haven't lost yet in the league. They're 16 games unbeaten. They're in the knockouts for the Champions League. And they beat Napoli. And Napoli, that were their first defeat since September. So you can tell how much quality Liverpool have got in their squad. And if you give them Salah any opportunity at all, he will bury them and he will finish them, as I said. So with Manchester United, have got to be on the game. We've got to go out there all attackively. But Mourinho, for me, doesn't have attacking approach about him, Mourinho, as he hasn't really shown at United, and his tactics are wrong, his team selections are wrong, as we all know. But he did say Man United have built something to do. He said have not been, I've not built in playing in my image, something like he said something to do with playing in his image, or something like that. But potentially, yeah. We will see what happens on Sunday. I've been looking at the transfer rumours, and if more transfer rumours do update, guys, I will be updating you on that as well. There's been talks about Ozil Sanchez as a swap deal. That was in the Daily Star the other day. Don't see that happening. I can't see Arsenal taking Sanchez back because he wasn't loyal to the club because he left. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So anyway, guys, what do you think to the City transfer rumours of willing to pay £50 million to Ben Chilwell, defender? What do you think to the Eden Hazard situation of maybe going to Real Madrid next summer? Reportedly, may not if they don't recommend a new manager Real Madrid. What do you think to the Morata situation? Potentially being linked to Barcelona. This was Jordi Alba that stemmed this narrative up about him potentially maybe going to make a move to Barcelona. And what do you think to the rest of the things I've told you on this video today? What do you think to the Koulibaly? A lot of United fans would want to see him come in. Virgil van Dijk's the most expensive defender at the moment, 75 million, but we could, shatter that if we, get the deal, for Koulibaly in January. Man United and Napoli have been in discussions. What do you think to that? And we need a major signing because we haven't made one for a long, long time. What do you think to the news about Valencia maybe leaving in January? What do you think to the news about Arsenal being into a Bailly? I want to know all your opinions of what I said to you today on this video. I want to know all your opinions on it, guys. So if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always, take care, guys. God bless, and I'll see you all again, guys, on my next video. Bye.